Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Big U has been apprehended. He made a series of videos before he went in. Listen to Big U's last words before he turned himself in to deal with these serious accusations. I'm going to break it down because I was in the same situation. I was on a 12-man indictment, secret indictment with a bunch of co-defendants I don't know. So I'm going to explain everything that Big U is trying to say. So watch this all the way through to the end if you want to know how this really play out. All right? You know what it is, Unique Mecca Audio, man. Somebody said they didn't like the intro. Y'all put in the comments if y'all want me to get rid of the intro. I'm going to leave it up to you. You know, I'm going to give you what you want. I had one person say they didn't like the intro. If it's other people feel the same way, think I should get right to the content, let me know. But right now, make sure you subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel at Juanita Mecca Audio. Go to also Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories if you want to know about prison. And also Mecca Audio TV, and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let's hear what Big U got to say before he go in, man. This is final words. He made a series of videos. I'm going to play them all right now. All right?
Okay. This is my last video before I turn myself in. I'm with my family. Talk to my sons. I talk to everybody, man. I'm just saying, going to deal with this fight, see what it is. I just want y'all to know, all this stuff is quagmire.
Now, you see he's with his family, right? See, he was blessed to be able to be put on point and let his family know what's going on and sit them down and talk to them. I didn't have that pleasure. They rolled up on me, car chase, you already know what it is, locked me up. 32nd Precinct, they took me to then MCC Brooklyn, then Otisville. Then they took me down to Virginia, and that's where the nightmare began. But right now, he has a chance to turn himself in. But let's ride a minute. This man wanted to turn himself in, but the feds told his lawyer when his lawyer called when he got whiff of what was going on with the indictment, and they told him, nah, we don't want him to turn himself in. We want to come get him. His lawyer told him, nah, if you come get him, it might be a bloodbath because y'all coming kind of aggressive. My man kind of aggressive because he know how to stand his own ground and do what needs to be done. So, no, we're not going to let you come get him because we know that ain't going to end right. So Big U got a chance to put his whole family in a bus, in a Sprinter, and they driving there, and he's making some real powerful videos that will be going down in, you know, in the legacy of Big U and hustling on the street, you know? Let's play it out.
Shit is all bull crap.
Definitely.
I just need y'all prayers. I need y'all to... I don't even know what to say.
Word.
Now, 21 years, I elevated my family, come back, sit in here and write and do what I need to do until I can come back home. People are supposed to help me. I hope you help me. If you can't, you don't worry about it.
Yeah, you know, that's how Diddy feel right now. He locked up, right? I had the shirt on yesterday that he said everybody want to come to the party, but nobody want to come to court. From P. Diddy's words himself from MDC Brooklyn.
A lot of stuff y'all hearing is straight trash. And I appreciate the love, and I appreciate people who've been helping me. I don't know.
Lost for words.
It's hard helping black people.
Word.
And not being hunted for doing it.
First Street, it might be to, I don't know if it's to the right or the left.
Reach out to anybody who can help me, y'all.
You hear me?
Help my own family.
There you go.
Appreciate y'all. Go.
All right, that's part one. Part two.
I'm looking at this video as I come in to turn myself in, and I'm disheartened by the fact that they trying to say that I stole something from Developing Option, or I used Developing Option as a front. Developing Option paid my bills. They paid my house note. They paid the bills for my family, the money I made as an employee for Developing Option. I never mixed that with nothing. I didn't manipulate nobody. I didn't steal nothing. We did PPP loans. We did 2 loans. And that's it, just like everybody else did. I didn't use no fraud. I didn't give none of no fake names. And one of them we was paying back and one they forgave. You know what I mean? And the other one we attempted for and they didn't give us nothing for it. I filed my taxes and them coming around talking about I was using Developing Option as a cover. Cover for what? None of that's going to be true.
See, this is what I'm saying. Big, you're violating, no disrespect, you know, but you ain't supposed to be saying none of that right now. Because that's the least of your worries, those PPP loans. You know, they got you for a body for murdering someone, and I'm hearing that your fingernail, your DNA was under his fingernails, and, you know, dog, this is not serious. This is too serious. You know what I mean? To be talking about the PPP loans. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. That's why I have this channel, to try and let y'all know that less is better, especially when you dealing with the feds, the state, or whoever, because anything you say can and will be used against you in law. You're saying that you paid your taxes, Big U, and you did it to the best of your knowledge, you know, but they're saying that you did something wrong that violated the statutes and the laws of the United States, and something about the way you filled out your PPP loans wasn't right based on the procedures that you were supposed to go through for that, you know? But we're not even gonna sit there and deal with that right now. You need to be focusing on getting your defense together, getting your private investigator together, because you have a murder charge against you, big bro. That's more serious than anything, man. I just wanted to say that, man. Less is best, man.
None of that's going to be true.
But listen, you're saying none of that's going to be true, but you have no paperwork for what you're saying as you're talking to us, but they're going to bring a bunch of paperwork in court to support what they're saying. That's why I say that if you don't have paperwork, that someone is hot, someone is this, someone is that, don't even talk about it. You got to have the paperwork. Now, the feds feel like they dug up enough paperwork to bring you in on these charges, and that's where we at. So you don't need to be saying nothing until you see this paperwork. You don't have to convince us anything. It's that jury and the prosecutor you got to convince. And my recommendation from my experience is I don't talk to prosecutors, because they're trying to lock you up, so ain't nothing going to come out of that positive in your favor.
Government putting this big ass picture, they want to arrest 21 dudes, some dudes I don't even talk to. I don't even know nothing about.
Now, you see the way he said that, right? That's why I wanted to do this video. This is Big U's last video. This is the part 2 of his last video. Big U, and for everybody watching, you don't have to know your co-defendants, especially when they got you as the leader of a RICO or a 848, because they use that because you're the head, right? So you're on the top, and they saying that you're too smart to go down there and fill out the PPP loans. You're too smart to go and unalive somebody, so you get other people to do it, you know? And that other person that you get to do it might contract it out to somebody that you don't even know. And that's how you get dragged in with people that you don't know. Let's ride. In my case, right, I had 12 co-defendants, right? I only know 3 of them, you know? Dealt with 3 of them, maybe 5, right? But my co-defendant sat there and got on the stand and testified they don't know me. They never did business with me, you know, but they heard of me. And they used that to make them my co-defendants. These are people that I don't know. And it's not just me saying it. They said that on the stand to the jury. And they told the jurors that you could use anything that anyone in the indictment did against Unique Mecca Audio. And that's the same thing that they're doing with Big U. That's what they do with Diddy. That's what they do with Young Thug. That's what they do with Little Dirk. That's what they're gonna do to bring down the whole hip hop organization and any form of hustle that the get to elevate. And then they're gonna throw in a sex trafficking charge. I saw on one of the videos where there was a female, I think her name was Alizé or something like that. She said they used to call her if they needed females, and she'll bring the females and they'll pay them, you know what I mean? You know, escorts, you know. So then it was a recording where they said they didn't know. She was saying that they ain't been paying her girls. So now they done tied them in and they got them on sex trafficking. Sex trafficking became the easiest charge, you know what I mean, to bring down a man in 2025. But Big U, and for those of y'all looking, you don't have to know your co-defendants. In my case, because remember we riding. In my case, I was in Newport News, I think it was 17th Street, right? They took, you know, everybody from 17th Street that was out there, and being that I was supplying my brother with a lot of drugs, and he was selling a lot of drugs down there. He dealt with people on 17th Street, 19th Street, Norfolk, Chesapeake, Portsmouth, you know, Hampton, Newport News, you know. But everybody from that block, they made it that they worked for my brother when all they did was cop and buy drugs from my brother. Just from them buying drugs, being from 17th Street, they put us all on the same indictment and said I was their boss. And these was just guys that my brother sold drugs to. He didn't know them. He didn't get no profit off of it. He just got a profit from whatever it is that he sold them. If I gave it to him for 10 grand, he sold it for 25, he made 15 grand. He didn't tell them how to go out, package it, sell it, cook it up, get a lookout, none of that. But they done turned all of them into our workers, and I don't even know them. I never seen them before. But they was my co-defendants, and they all pled guilty. Good thing is, when they came in the trial, they kept it 100 and said straight up, I don't know that man. Never dealt with him, and that's how I was able to beat the drug charges, but I still got found guilty of the 848, the conspiracy for the 848, and the conspiracy to the money laundering. They got me for sending $1,800 to register a truck in Virginia, a Mazda minivan, and they flipped that into $5 million worth of money laundering. They play some real good acrobatic games with the feds. Big U, you're in for a hell of a ride, man. And I will put my prayers out for you.
So how the hell you gonna lump me in with all them?
I just told you.
But it's all the big picture, though. It's all the big picture. Now I'm gonna be sitting in here. It's gonna be years out of my life.
Yeah.
Then you going to get dudes who I don't even talk to.
That's what they do.
What they gonna say?
They're gonna say whatever they want to say, or whatever the government want them to say to get their conviction. That's the way that works. That's what they're gonna say, man. So y'all don't get involved in that street, because you watching firsthand how they bring down a giant with accusations. Pay attention.
You ruining people's lives.
Yeah.
I heard it's over 21 people that's been arrested. This shit wrong. It is what it is.
Definitely.
Church, just pray for me. Just pray for me, pray for my family. And you look at what we did. You look at what I did. I've been home 21 years. It ain't over, though. That's what
Definitely ain't.
Blessings.
Third
I'm
video.
looking at all these charges on the news. I'm headed back to LA. And then I'm looking at the people they arrested. How you gonna go arrest people that I don't even talk to? That's a built-in liar right there.
And that's what they
You
use.
know what I mean? So, is that how they gonna work the case?
Yes.
Everybody know I don't fuck with Kenny.
It don't matter.
Everybody know I don't fuck with Brick Baby.
It don't matter.
So if you want to arrest certain dudes, and put them next to me, them is the dudes you gonna have to call themselves turning against me. Well, ain't no turn against me. I ain't going for that. You might as well go get 600 and whack.
Damn, we said, oh man, let me keep it moving.
These dudes been saying I did shit all year. So what they doing is, they go on the internet, and these dudes say that I did shit on the internet. Then when you say I did on the internet, they go investigate it. Now you raiding my houses, raiding my shops, raiding all this stuff, and talking about I'm committing crimes and covering up with developing option. What crimes am I committing to cover up with developing option?
They got an indictment.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't committed no crimes and covered nothing up with developing option. This shit crazy. But this how they get you. They get one or two people to say something. Ain't gonna be no real evidence. Ain't gonna be no real nothing. It's gonna be a repeated thug. It's gonna be a bunch of people in jail for a bunch of different crimes that don't have nothing to do with me. They finna lump all of us up and say it's all around the 60s. Watch and see. We just seen it with thug. I'm finna experience the same thing out here. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Now they on there saying all this stuff to assassinate my character. All right, man, just pray for me. And again, they can do any one of us. It ain't nobody safe with these dudes. If these dudes feel they want you, how they going around talking about somebody's gonna raid my house before my house get raided? How they there with the police and y'all sitting there following them? Everybody that's a part of them shows and 100 shows and all them shows, and y'all need to, everybody who following them, promoting them, anything. Y'all wrong. Y'all ain't black. And y'all show ain't for our people. They can put charges against anybody.
Fourth video.
So this is gonna probably be my last video. I'm gonna go turn myself in to see what's going on. They talking about I'm a fugitive. So they just raided all my houses. 600 was actually with the police when they raided my house. And he's actually got video and footage of it. So y'all know what y'all dealing with. And I just want to say this to y'all. When they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about whack, loose cannon, 600, and this internet stuff. All of y'all filed. All y'all who be sending shit around the internet, all y'all who be promoting and listening to what these niggas saying, all y'all giving these likes and hidden likes, all y'all supporting this.
Hey, yo, but hold up, right? Just keeping it 100, Big U. Just keep it 100. You was on a few internet YouTube channels yourself, so you can't pick and choose, you know what I mean, and say that, you know, the people wrong for being on the YouTube, for watching the YouTube, and then you're on the YouTube and you're watching the YouTube. This is supposed to be just entertainment. I don't agree with people putting people business out there. Let me say that for the record. And that's why my show over here, Unique Mecca Audio, I don't get into the mechanics and the intricacies of what I think this one did. What I will do is I give you both sides, the pros and the cons. Just like how he said 600 had something to do with it, Whack had something to do with it. Okay, let's just take the 600 one. He just said 600 was there videotaping or whatever, so he feels he was involved. See, that's not a statement that's supposed to be said, because how do you know that being that you beefing with 600, he don't have people that live in your neighborhood, live across the street, might have saw the police raiding your house and then called, you know, or sent him a DM, said, yo, they raiding Big U house. You know, that'd be the talk of the town. They raiding Big U house. And then here go 600, go jump in the whip, you know? And he pulls up and he pulls out the camera, you know? And then now you see him out there with the footage and you say that he was with the police. Now, he might have got word the police was there. And that's what I mean by, you know, if there's no paperwork, you don't put those type of bones out on people. I understand that you and 600 been going at it back and forth, you know what I mean, for a minute with Whack 100 and all that. But to throw their names in the mix and say they did this and they did that, you know, and there is no paperwork, you're on your way to the court. You're gonna know everything that's going on, Big U. We all gonna know everything going on. You're gonna see who's telling, who's not telling. You're gonna know who's the cooperating witness from the statements that's made, even though they try and hide them by saying CI1, CI2. Remember Tammy Cohen? You know, and such, just like Big Meech. All of that looks guilty as hell. Big Meech couldn't walk on no United States penitentiary yard if they knew what we are hearing right now about this third-party corporation. So don't sit here and ask me is Big Meech hot. I know in the prison, it's a no tolerance, no explanation, no nothing. Y'all out here explaining it, and as you explaining it, more and more is coming out where there's what they call in the court reasonable doubt. Like, is Tammy mad? Because Meech got back with his baby mother, getting the rights back from Tammy, who did a wonderful job, of administering it while he was away. But at the same time, I got to keep it. She did a great job because she got him the bag. But she's still a rat bastard and a government informant. That's just the end of the story. And you shouldn't have dealt with her, and you should have been cut her off when you found that out. Too much went on with that, And like I said, I ain't going to get into the intricacies and all that, but, man, just know that they could grab anybody they want, put them on indictment. All they got to do is be willing to read, a statement. So they give them the paper, here, this is what I need you to say, and I'm going to give you a time cut. That simple. It's that crazy and that simple, and I don't know what to tell you other than don't get involved, don't go on the street. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
All y'all guilty of this fuck shit. If you had something against a black man, you should handle it with a black man in the streets.
They not gonna do that, you. That's why, come on, man, listen. Why do you think they created this, you? Why do you think they created this? They created this so that they don't have to handle it on the street. They can sit in the privacy of their home. They can sit on their cell phone and get their little Twitter fingers working and try and ruin somebody's life and defame their character and feel they never got to see them again. And that's what's going on. You got to understand, it's a new day and time, man. See, I walked out in it. It discombobulated me, right? Because we riding. Because that's what I was saying about Meech right now. When I came home, I felt like I was standing in the middle of a 5-car, highway, and 2 tractor trailers on each side is going by at the same time, and I'm standing there on that yellow line, and when that wind hits you and your clothes get to blowing and your whole body get to shaking as the trucks go by, like, woof, and it's like, whoa. That's what I felt like coming out of prison. And the way I see Meech, because I'm riding, Meech come out of prison, and Meech is like, he's like somebody getting on a skateboard for the first time. You know how to get on a skateboard and you try and balance yourself. You might push with one leg and then put the other leg down and pick that leg up on the skateboard, feel a little off balance, and you put that leg down. That's what Meech feel like right now after 2 decades in prison, And then all of this is coming at him, and he thought he was coming home for a hero's welcome, and the welcome home Meech party was an excellent idea. If he would have pulled that off and that wouldn't have happened with 50 Cent, he would have been bigger than 50 Cent. You think maybe that's why 50 Cent spazzed on him? Because bottom line, they say 50 worth 400 million, 500 million, even say $1 billion. And here you go, you working with a dude that you gave the family 5 million. It was 150 million made, so let's say you got 10, 15, 20 million out of it. You trying to tell me that a man coming home and you didn't think that you were supposed to put money in his pocket? And you've been working with him and his brand and his family, and he's coming home to nothing. You're not supposed to depend on his son giving him. And yes, his son is supposed to give him. I came out of jail, my son looked out for me. Helped me buy my first car, helped me get everything situated. My son was there for me. Round of applause to my son, Wayne. Round of applause. Round of applause. Both of my son Waynes, because the other one that was, that's in the South, he was talking to me when I first came home and was helping to keep me grounded so I could get rid of that feeling of the boss just shaking me as I'm going by. But this is hard out here, man. Y'all been out here, so everything came in so fast with technology that y'all don't realize how lucky you are and how dangerous this is. And that's why a lot of the games are being played. I was frozen like a dinosaur, and then here I come, bang, I've been pawned out. And now, when I went in, they had phones that you put over your neck with a big strap, and the case was this big, and it had a house wire antenna hooked up to the mouthpiece. You know what I mean? And you dial from the back of that, and that went to the big thing. I used a motorcycle battery, for an extension battery. For my phone back in the day. Because, they had it, we could plug the phone in cigarette lighter. So I went and bought a little motorcycle battery cap, or a camera battery pack, which is a 6-volt battery that I had to carry around this big and plug the same cord that you plug in a cigarette lighter into that pack, and then carry the big phone this big, on my shoulder with the pack in order to make a phone call. And I come home and look what they got for me. Everything in the palm of my hand. There's all the money in the world is right here in the palm of my hand. So there's no way for y'all not to be able to make money with this phone. But instead of y'all trying to figure out how to make money, y'all want to go on the keyboard and troll and just talk trash. I don't understand it. That's why I believe all you rat bastards and flip-flop wearing and public trolls deserve gunshots. You know what I mean? You deserve gunshots all day. If you listen, I'm going to say this, right, so y'all understand, right? If you put a stupid comment, I'm going to tell you this one time. Let me say it calm, so you don't think I think did that. If you put a stupid comment on my comment thing, they have a button on YouTube that I could hide you from the channel because you're a potential troll. I got my plaque for 100,000 subscribers months ago, but I had 100,000 subscribers years ago. But I've had to block so many people from my channel that was trying to throw my positive message off by coming there trolling that I just blocked them. But then now I found another button that I could put hide users. So if you say something stupid and then you come back in and you looking for unique Mecca audio, because if you say something stupid, you don't like my content. So if you don't like the content, just go. No hard feelings. And you could come back if it's something else you like, and you pick and choose what you want to watch. But if it's something you don't like, you don't need to sit there and say, F you, and talk crazy. Because if you do that, I'm not going to block you. I'm just going to hide you from the channel where I still get the view. I figured that out. I still get your subscription, but your dumb ass just can't see my content, So I'm letting you know now, if you come to my page and you start the crap, I'm going to hit the hide the user button. That's it. Let's keep it moving.
Wack said 100 times he was going to take my contracts. He working with the FBI. The FBI went to the city 3 days in a row and told the city they didn't want nobody to give me no more money. They went to all the different celebrities and told all the different celebrities, don't give me no money, don't help me, don't do nothing for me. They going around scaring and intimidating everybody. But y'all sitting it around getting people in trouble. Like y'all don't understand what the FBI do to black men who try to help their community.
And see, that's what I'm saying, right? Not to defend, but just to keep it real from the street point of view. Listen, you and anybody else watching this, when Big U go down to that courthouse and they open an indictment and they start giving up the Brady, the Jinx, the Giglio, and the Discovery, you're going to see exactly what anyone said. So to sit there now and call Wack out while you're on your way to look at the paperwork, it's like putting the cart before the horse. You know, you're riding a horse and they got the cart behind you and you on sitting in the cart and the horse is in front of the cart. What Big U is doing now is putting the cart before the horse. Dog, fall back, man. Let the horse get you down to the, federal building, and they're going to give you everything. And the same family members in the bus, you give them that paperwork to expose whoever names is in it. That's all. It's, but to make these accusations now, because I heard Wack go at him and 600 and a whole bunch of other people, went at you, Big U. But being that those is your biggest aggressive, ops on social media, you're pointing the finger at them, and I don't feel it's right. I feel you should just wait until you go down there and get the paperwork. Whatever they said, whatever anyone said will be in the paperwork when you get down to the courthouse. Relax, big brother, relax. And that's my advice to any one of y'all that don't want to take heed from me and get out the game. Don't even get in the game. But then you'll be sitting on a bus with your family trying to speculate who brought you down. when you get to the federal building, you will know exactly who brought you down. And there's comrades out those 21 people that you said was arrested that's gonna let you down. So fall back. And you're gonna know who they are too. The feds can't hide nothing, right? Can we ride? Everybody's saying, oh, you know, Beach did this and Tammy did this and Tammy heard that they holding the paperwork. Listen, no, everything is filed, but the same way they got stuff under seal is the way they file it under seal. Under seal meaning that nobody can see it because like you got it in the envelope and it's sealed and the public can't see it. Anything else you could ask for in what they call FOI, you know, exempt. That's the Freedom of Information Act. So just fall back. But I say don't even get involved in the game. Let's keep it moving.
I ain't been nothing but a help to our community. But I guess it is what it is. This the price of being black and trying to help somebody, trying to help your community and do what you can. You just guilty because somebody else don't like you and they can go on the internet and do what the fuck they want to and y'all gonna promote it.
Word. Look what they did to Diddy. Prime
It's
example.
crazy. But I'm going to go turn myself in though. Cause I ain't did nothing. This fact is, man, they done went to my house, kicked my houses in, bust my doors down, bust my windows. They calling my son at his football practice, threatening him. You know what I mean? These dudes tagging him. What kind of shit is this? But y'all gonna be rolling with these dudes. And I got this last thing to say. Wax said he was gonna destroy developing option, right? So who gonna replace developing option? Which one of you fuck niggas in the 60s gonna call yourself coming in? Cause whoever try to come in, y'all the ones that's working with Wax. Believe that. So remove me to get me out the way for somebody else to come in who gonna cooperate. That's what the play is. That's what the whole play is. I'm out. I'm gonna send y'all videos to put up all of them until they lock me up.
All right, so that's where we at, man. I don't know what else to tell you. I done gave y'all all the information that you need to stop the crap. Let's get it going, man. Get out the street. It's not worth it. Make sure you subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel at Juanita Mecca Audio. Go subscribe and hit the notification bell at Unique Mecca Audio Prison Story and Mecca Audio TV. And I'm on Instagram at Unique Mecca Audio. Let's go. It's the Mecca Audio family. Become a member, all that. You know what it is. Let's get up out of here, man. All right?
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, Heat back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was wine. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.